you're a global guy. You know, everyone sees you around the cricket world. You spend a lot of time in England, a lot of time in Australia in particular. I'm keen to ask you about your sense of the attitudes from people in England and Australia in particular to the ascendant Indian management of the global game. So I've heard it said before, England ran the game for about 100 years. When Packer came in, Australia ran the game for 40 years. Now India runs the game. India's daddy of cricket. India's the daddy.
Big daddy.
Please get it right, Peter.
Sorry. Yeah. India's big daddy. Yeah. When it comes to like bending the game to India's will, given how much India's had to bend to countries like England and Australia for a long time, do you think there is any sense of, you know, payback in India to like go like, listen, this game will be built around what India's needs are now, and I want to know what your sense of the attitudes of Australians and English people are to that.
I think they're understanding it very quickly. You know, it's all about economics. When we played the game, the economics dictated money that came from overseas into the coffers of the ICC. Today, 80% of the bucks come from India. So they've got every right to call the shots. Tomorrow it might shift back to the West. Then you've got to sit back. But when you know where your bread is being buttered, then you jolly well look in that direction. So which the West are understanding that it's the East that are calling the shots now. And you've got to look in that direction. At the end of the day, it's filling our coffers as well. It's not that it's only going in one direction. It's helping the others. It's helping the developing nations that come around it. So, you know, it's something that you've got to look at. It might not be the same 10 years down the line. You know, there might be an economic shift to another part of the world. They will rule the roost. Then you've got to sit back and watch.
And do you think that that vision, if the East is calling the shots, to use your term, is club franchise cricket first with international windows? I mean, when I look at conversation in Australia at the moment about privatising the BBL, which will include interest from IPL franchises. I see a cricket schedule that looks like it's being joined up for franchise cricket with some spaces to play international cricket. Would I be right in your mind that that's the vision for the game?
Absolutely right. I've been saying it for the last couple of years. It's going to be more like football, like soccer, where you play your EPLs, you play your Bundesliga, you play your Spanish league, you play Copa America, you have your Euro, do what you want. Very few bilaterals. Every 4 years a World Cup. That's when you play a few bilaterals between countries before you play a World Cup. It will go that way, which means in one format of the game, very soon you'll have to start cutting down bilateral games. You know, even though countries that can sustain it, by all means play. But countries that cannot sustain it, you know, there's no point. I would say cut down on the T20s, just have a World Cup because you have it every 2 years. You know, so the same with the one days, and let franchise cricket blossom.
Yeah,
give it time. You know, if that's the bread earner, if it's giving you enough money that can look after your domestic cricket and grassroots cricket, then by all means do it. I mean, football is a classic example of how it's run. You know, and I see no reason why cricket can't do the same. That's why I keep you know, saying time and time again, make Test cricket into two you know, structures of you know, A and B, 6 teams. You want the best playing against each other. That's when you'll get crowds. When there's a mismatch, no one's going to come.
Yeah,
and it's pointless. How is it a test? Why is it called Test cricket? Because it tests you. But when there's no test, very soon people will say that's not Test cricket. There's no test.
Us from an Australian perspective, when that I'm just using this analogy, but the monopoly board is complete, when clubs, you know, franchise cricket is first, and then countries there are windows for countries. Do you think that there will be an international window in the Australian summer when Australians watch cricket, or do you think that the peak viewing might be reserved for franchise cricket, as Usman recently suggested might be the case. Boxing Day, New Year's, perhaps this will be reserved for franchise cricket, just as it is in England, where the peak window for watching cricket is now the 100, which has just recently taken private investment.
Yeah, see, in countries like Australia, England, to an extent South Africa, but Australia, England, the tradition of Test cricket has stayed. That's why you get crowds. You get full houses. Test cricket is, well served here and in England, because when it comes to Boxing Day, people want to be at the G. After the New Year, you get packed crowds at the SCG, no matter who's playing, as long as Australia is playing. And then if you get a matchup like India or England, you'll get full houses. You'll get sellouts. So I think that should stay, when that's lasted that long. But and what Australia are anyway doing, the Sydney Test starts around the 3rd or 4th, finishes by the 7th. Then you have a whole corridor where actually you can play, BBL. You can start off with a little bit early, and then, that is the period where Test match cricket should be played in Australia and England, because there's a following. Yeah. Other countries might change, but not Australia and England. They're rich in history and tradition, and I think they should stick with that.
Just to accentuate the point we're making here, because at the moment, well, the IPL is from March till May.
Yeah.
It's extending to 96 games shortly. But then the MLC in America is in June. The UK tournament, whatever it is, if it stays 100 or the the Blast or whatever it will be, that's August or September. The BBL is broadly between December and January. The SA20 is going to be somewhere either side of that, you suspect. So, and then Test cricket or the international windows, on top of a World Cup, which is every 2 years at the moment for T20s, it seems increasingly lack of space for 3 formats. Would you agree with that? I mean, how does ODI cricket exist?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Right. That's reduced bilateral cricket.
Right.
So that you have a corridor for each one to have his own league and great. Now, you made a very good point there. You said IPL is March and April. That's literally the end of the Indian season.
Right.
Now, if you pick, like you're mentioning, pick the prime time would be December, January in India. Now, you don't want to play there. You want to play international cricket at that time. So it's fine. Towards the end, you create a corridor. There's no cricket being played anywhere at that time. And England can afford to do it because in the month of August, there's no cricket being played anywhere else in the world because it's raining in the east. In most parts of the world, in countries, whether it's India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, there's plenty of rain around, and that corridor is open to have that. And I think a January corridor is very much open for the Big Bash. It could be 2 parts, like you have 2 sets, do it before the start of the Test season, before December, and then have one little, if you want to keep it that long. Though I feel BBL should be cut down. It was, way too long. To be stretched out too long. That can be cut down. But end of the season.
When a lot of these BBL clubs or Cricket Australia open the doors for pitches, for investment into the BBL clubs,
bound to happen.
There's discussion about who should be led into those pitches and stuff. What do you think? There's a danger to Australia's cricketing future if it doesn't sell to IPL franchises like Reliance or GMR, JSW, CVC, Goenka, etc., and if they instead sell to American tech conglomerates and stuff like that? Because the way I see it, Australia's kind of like the last domino to fall. You probably want to be inside the tent, right, of the private ownership that owns everything else.
It's a business. You put out tenders. Who pays the most? Take it. If it's an American techie company that's paying it, take it. If it's an Indian franchise who already has, interests in other leagues, if they have the money, they can afford it, take it. At the end of the day, it's only going to get stronger. Your economy is stronger. You can then go to grassroots and build your game into bigger, and you'll attract bigger players. with the dosh that's on offer, the purse goes up, then you'll get the best players coming. And now you have, for example, you have Ravi Ashwin coming now. You know, what stops tomorrow, not an A-lister from India, or, you know, say the top 25, 30, but someone else, you know, start coming and playing. Like the women play in the hundreds.
Yep.
Yeah, you never know in the future. You could have a lot more Indians coming in.